Good afternoon, I'm Peter Cook. I want to invite you to join us at Reboot Britain this afternoon. Now, we know that Brexit is broken, but the nation doesn't realise it yet. But we mustn't let people forget about Brexit. The government is trying to wipe it out of our memory and pretend it's all COVID. It's a one-way trip. We can't let that happen. Joining anew is possible, but it will be difficult. And it won't happen just because we wish it. It won't happen passively. And part-time effort is insufficient to get the job done. We're going to need to have a dedicated core of people that work full-time on this. And whilst the other agencies are effective, it has been my experience for 6 years to notice that we lack cohesion, leadership, and in some cases strategy. So we need to rebuild a focal point to get the job done. Now, this is our vision. I envisage a full-time professionally staffed centre and a number of concentric circles working on semi-autonomously to actually put an end to Brexit by all reasonable means. We need to be popular. It's no good being esoteric, but we don't have to be populist. There's an important point there. We're not politically aligned, but we will of course collaborate in campaigns to do specific things. We have, for example, gotten the Tories to the point of having no overall control in Tunbridge Wells, which is an amazing feat during our time. We will of course collaborate. That's a unique selling point. Many organisations in the Remain, Rejoin movement just do their own things. They're silos. We have collaborated with lots of people over the years, and we will continue to do that where it's possible. And our work will be complete when 2/3 of the nation conclude that Brexit was a mistake and the Brexit culture carriers have been removed from power. We have 5 goals at Reboot Britain, targeting different communities. Politicians, we need to break open the parliamentary paralysis through a variety of means. We need to actually have our voice heard in all mainstream media, not just photographs in The Guardian. We need to be across the whole space, and dare I say it, in the sort of the vile organs that Remainers really hate to love or love to hate, the Express, the Mail and the Sun and so on. And we have managed to do that a few times. We also need to amplify our effort on social media so that we have a bigger footprint on social media. Facebook and so on helped to win the referendum. So we need to actually do better in that area. At the individual level, for those that want to do it, we want to change minds individually. We can't wait for demographic change to change minds. That's called death, of course, demographic change. We need to actively intervene in the population of people that still think Brexit is a good idea, which is getting smaller by the day, but we need to turn their minds. I wrote a book about that to help with that, by the way. And we probably need to lay the ground to prepare the way by cultivating relationships with the EU so that at the right time we can in fact make an application to join again. Now, in terms of how we're structured, I propose a network-based organisation of cells supported by a full-time exec. I need a living wage in order to run this. I have spent a small fortune on Brexit over the last 6 years. It would be really simple for me to just return to work. This is a make or break moment for me. I don't need to be ruthlessly rich, but I do need to have my living costs dealt with if I'm going to work full time. So for a family of 4, that's about 30k, plus 10k to run the business, day-to-day costs and all the rest of it. That's £40,000 plus tax, makes up about 48k. I will explain in a moment how that reduces to your contribution of a cup of coffee per week. Here you'll see our cell-based structure. You might be more drawn to some of these circles here. You might be someone who wants to be a lobbyist or is a lobbyist working in people, parliament and power. Or you might be someone that wants to amplify our social media. Or you could be someone who wants to sit at the back eating popcorn and just sponsoring us. All of that's fine. But we do want to leverage all the talents in our organisation, because I've noticed over 6 years that most of the Remain organisations are top down. They actually don't require anyone to collaborate. We actually need people to use the skills that they possess in their real life and apply them to this issue, because we'll be unbeatable if we do that. You may well be asking, what am I going to get for my cup of coffee? Well, here's some example benefits you're going to get. We will put on masterclasses to skill people up in specific areas, such that if you want to be a lobbyist, we'll show you how to do it. If you want to be a Brexitist, we'll show you how to do it. You get lots of advanced resources, books, videos, music, and all sorts of stuff that we do produce. And of course, we'll amplify your good works in that area as well. So as a network, we aim to amplify what you do if you have stuff that you do individually. You will, of course, have access to a network of supremely talented people. And you'll get a regular stream of ideas if you want to participate in campaigns. If you don't, that's also fine. And if the resources we gather allow, we would, of course, then put on ways of meeting each other so that we can actually turn this virtual network into a real one, because that's where the magic happens. And if you're saying, I actually want to do this, but I want to build a career as a mainstream media person, a sort of a journalist, then of course we'll aim to try and help you with that if we can. So a way to think about this is in terms of coffee. 1 cup of coffee per week is £10 a month. So you'd be redirecting that to Rebooting Britain. So just for 1 cup of coffee. 2 cups of coffee is about 25 quid a month. 4 cups of coffee is £50 a month, and so on. So whatever you can afford. If you don't want to do 1 cup of coffee, then that's fine. But really, I'm suggesting that the minimum here is £10 per month. And that gets you into the membership of Reboot Britain with all the benefits that I've described. So if you have any questions, please get in touch. You'll find my email coming up on the screen just now. In terms of next steps, I would like you to tell as many people as possible. We need 400 people paying £10 a month to make this machine work as a bare minimum. It's not too difficult if you contact 5 people or 10 people, however many people. And if you wish, I will send you an email and the pack of materials so that you can do that. So if you just want to press a button and press the forward button on your email, I'll give you all the materials you want to help you do that. Thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you too want to reboot Britain.